Alright, so today I'm bringing you a Valheim video, how to make your first house. Um, I think the best thing to do, or at least what I recommend, is making a 5 by 7. And I guess technically that's 10 by 14, but 5 by 7 if you're kind of using this, like this technically counts as 2 wood, but, seven of these pieces this way, 5 of those pieces the other. Kind of skipped ahead a little bit. I leveled out all the ground here. Definitely recommend trying to get that as nice as you can. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but if you ever want to add a second level to the house and or kind of make it a lot larger, you're going to wish that you had made a really solid flat foundation. Just for this house though, it's not that critical. So yeah, you just got to level it out. And something that I want to point out here that I'm not sure if, I'm just going to turn this volume down a little bit. That I'm not sure if, you may or may not notice this if you're brand new. But I know when I first started off, I would, like, if I was going to build a new house, I would always use these, right, to kind of make like a frame. And what you really should do is once you level out the foundation real nice, is you actually want to start with the floorboards. See how you get like a little bit closer to the ground? That may or may not make a big difference in the long run, but it will ensure, that you are right flat level with the ground if you did it this way. For this video though, and probably for anyone else, and I can tell you, I've played this game for a few hundred hours. Doing it the way I did with the framing on the outside first, it's never really made a difference for me. But I just wanted to point out that, if you really want to make sure that you're getting as close to the ground as possible, start off with these wood floor pieces before doing, like this frame job here. So for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of these, but you can see the difference. It was a little bit closer. Again, I'm not even 100% sure if that's hypercritical or not, but it definitely is not for what we're building today, this 5 by 7. Alright, so once you've made the foundation, you got the little frame going, and you put all your boards down, that's pretty much, I'm leaving a little space here for the door. Maybe 2 doors, right? That's the beginning. So the next part that I do is I do the walls. That's not good. Like this. So I do have cheats on right now, just to make this go faster. The estimate for how much wood this would take you is 400. I did the math a couple of times. Maybe like 410 if you want to factor in like ladders and I don't know, additional wood floors for like when you're trying to add on the roof. But now 400. That's all you need. So nice and easy. I recommend the 45-degree angle beams for your first house. I know they're a little harder to climb up, but for your first house, especially if you're like brand new, you're probably not going to be climbing up on your roof a whole lot anyways. So I think going with the steeper roof is going to be better for when you're inside the house. It's going to make it look more spacious. This is how I do it. Ideally, you want to make your house, your starting house, in 20 or less minutes, or 21, I guess, for a full day cycle, so that you get the most light. Not required, but it's good if you can do them quickly. So this is just how I do this. You don't have to do it in this order. What's nice about this house, this starting house, it's got a lot of room to grow. Well, maybe not a lot of room, but you can expand onto this pretty easily. You could just keep going out, this way, make it longer. You could even, if you want to get stylish, you could knock out like one of these walls here, kind of make like a T. You can also dig underneath, right, and kind of get like a little basement. There's just so much you can do. And I think for your starting island, a 5x7 is going to be enough space to house everything, like all the essentials. I like to build all-in-ones, and I think that's a pretty common strategy, especially when you're brand new, right? You want your workbench and your forge and your furniture so that you can get that nice rested bonus. You want all that under one roof. It's also easier to defend, right? You can just build a wall around your one structure. So I'm really all about the the all-in-ones, especially when you first start playing. I mean, I put a couple hundred hours into this, or a few hundred hours into this, and I still like the all-in-ones. It's just convenient. Like if I'm exploring a new island or something, I'll just go for one of these. Yeah, I can always. What's cool about this game is that you can always get all your resources back. So, if this ended up being too small, or I don't know, just wasn't a good fit for you or whatever, you could always just knock it down. And because it is small, it won't take too long. But yeah, this is how I do it. Again, because of the size of the house and the dimensions, the order in which you build this is not hypercritical. It's just not. And as you can see, a little bit of save there. I don't need ladders and all that kind of stuff. So, again, really nice if you're new and or you're just trying to do something quick. Now this, again, because I said 400 is about as much wood as you're going to need. You can get fancier, right? And of course add a bunch more. And I'm sure if you're going for like the most minimalist thing, this is actually 400 is a little more than you would need. I think you could absolutely take some shortcuts. But this isn't bad. I don't know if I did that one right. Again, this is really cool about you get your resources refunded. Getting a little perfectionist here. So, I don't know what my jump is on this character. Yeah, maybe 65 is a little high when you're brand new, so I don't know, maybe you would need a ladder. I think 400 does include 1 or 2 ladders for this. Again, 410 if you just really want to be safe. I added it up a few times, and I wasn't going over like 410. Alright, so you can put a ladder there, and since we did 45-degree beams, we want 45-degree this. Now, if we had the 26, it'd be a little easier to climb up on the roof, but I think once you build the house, you're really not going to be up here again, you know what I'm saying? So someone might also say, like, you don't need all these beams. Yeah, you're right, you don't. This is just going for extra integrity. You definitely don't need beams all the way through like this. So it would be even less than 400. I think 400 is just a nice number, right? I tell you 400. You go out in the forest, collect 400 pieces of wood. You're going to guarantee that you're going to get this house built. So I say 400. Could definitely be less. And it could definitely be more. But 400, that's the nice safe number. Where? I want 45. I like to build this house with the fireplace in the middle. This is just my model. I don't really think this is unique by any means. I'm sure if you comb the internet, there is something very similar that's suggested. I think with enough playtime, you just kind of naturally find out that the 5x7 is, I don't know, it's like inventing the wheel. I think it's a pretty solid number, pretty solid size. You know, and that 400 also includes, you know, some of this kind of fun stuff here. If I could do it. So it would include that X. Because I don't think... Yeah, just like that, right? And then now we can get rid of this. Another good thing about this 5x7 is you can have the workbench, you know, right out front, and it's going to cover your whole work zone. But, you know, eventually you'd probably want to put it in here, right? You know, however you want to do it. And the middle tile is what we want to take out, right? So that we can put in our fireplace. So you're going to need 5 stone. Now, if you start going over the 400 number, like maybe you want to do, you know, a little bit of this. You know, 2, 4, 6, 8. So 408. Maybe you want to add another, you know, wall here, another wall up there. You don't have to, but that's it. That's your 5x7, and you're done. Now you can start filling it in with everything that you want to do. Because I could just make it a nice short video, and that would be nice. No, I gotta ramble. So that's your 5x7 right there. Right? That is a great starting house. So let me go ahead and zoom over to one that I built a little bit different, but it's the same formula. So I didn't go crazy with the foundation. I didn't make a super, I mean, it's technically level, right? But it's not a flat foundation. I kind of did these little stilt-like things. I extended the roof just a little bit. So that's extra wood. Having all this frame is extra wood. Like, what's the purpose of that? It was fun, right? It just looked cool. You know, I could maybe cut some of this out, dig a little bit down, and then I could have kind of like a little basement under there. Maybe you could add, I don't know, inventory space, whatever you'd want to do. So it's just like, I don't know, I kind of feel like making those like flat level foundations is just kind of tedious, and yeah, and everything just looks the same. So I thought it was fun to do that, but it's the same philosophy. It's a 5x7. You can do all this on your starting island. This is I guess that's like technically like Bronze Age and below. When you get copper, basically, and below, you can make what I've shown you here. Go inside. Again, this is all going to be Bronze Age and below. Like, this is a forge level 3. This is a workbench level 4. A really cool trick, like let's say you do start finding iron and you need to expand. You could take out a board, you know, and you could start digging. Right? So start digging. And you can actually, you know, if you dig far enough down, you can put stuff like this. Right? That's assuming I had the material. Like, I don't actually have the iron on me, but I'm just trying to show you an example. Like, let's just pretend like you just got into the Iron Age and now you have that 20 iron. You could put that there. Right? And then cover it up. So now your forge, right, is a higher level, but you didn't take up any space. So that's kind of cool. And it's kind of... Not that you had to do it this way to start digging up underneath the ground, but it's kind of gave me like a little bit of jump start doing it that way. Now, when you don't have a floor that's level, 100% flat with the ground, if you tried to build multiple stories, yeah, the roof is gonna have a hard time staying up. You're gonna have to get creative with beams and things. So it just depends on which direction you want to go, up or down, how you got to configure it to make it work. But that absolutely works. You don't need really big fancy houses in this game to get, you know, the necessity And you can always build multiple houses too. Like, you don't have to have these cathedral, you know, fancy looking things you see on Google. That's plenty. Um, One other thing, so I can get a little bit closer to wrapping this up. Um, that 5 by 7, that's good when you have 400 wood. Uh, but maybe in the very, very beginning, like brand new, day one, right? Like you're literally just like running around on the ground looking for twigs and stones, all that kind of stuff. You might not accumulate a whole bunch of wood right away. So what you can do, just turn on the cheats here, you want to look for a house like this. I didn't build this. This is already just existing in the world. They're all over the place. You just got to run around and find them. Sometimes you get lucky and you find like a nice size one right by the water. It's usually like an ideal spot to build a house right by the water so that you can in the future sail to other islands. But this is really what you want to do first. Even before I showed you that 5 by 7, you certainly could skip this, and go right to the 5 by 7 house. But if you're really scrunging and you're doing this, right? You're looking for twigs, these branches, looking for stones. Like you're literally day one. You try to pull enough together to then fix up something like this, and it'll be a lot cheaper. I think it's gonna kill me. Ugh. If you just do flying, I think they go away or something. You obviously can't fly when you're playing it for real, but what am I trying to do right now? You just drop one of these down, right? Drop down a workbench, and then you can start repairing. It's totally free, right? That doesn't cost any wood to repair. So you go through all that, and then you literally just start adding the missing pieces. So, is that actually 26? Right? And you just build onto it. And you finish it. And that's going to save you a ton. So you could do this first if you didn't have the 400 wood. This is going to cost significantly less since half of it is built, and most of the time these houses, like, I feel like this is the biggest one you're going to find on average. Like if you're looking for a pre-built, there technically will be larger ones that you can run into, but they may be inhabited by some nasty stuff. So I think when you're brand new, this is likely the largest one you're going to find. So I definitely recommend building on this one, but the larger it is, the more wood you got to do. I think I had started off here. This was like already partially, like, see how I didn't even finish repairing everything. This was an even smaller one that was partially built. So you could go for something like this just to get like that bare necessity, for your first night that you're going to be camping. Anyways, I hope that helped. So 5 by 7, 400 wood. Try to level this out as much as you can. Start with the floor, then do the frame around the floor. Someone could even say, like, you don't need the frame around the floor. Yeah, they're right. You don't. So this is really 400 or less wood, which for a lot of other structures you can see online is pretty small. So anyways, hope that helped, and thanks.